I've recently been asked to do a platinum video on the best way or quickest way to get platinum in Warframe. Many of you may know there's only one or two ways technically of getting it. One's buying it, the other one is trading for it. Now if you want to know what trading is, this video is basically going to describe how to set up in order to start trading, or just how to trade in general. Now, if you go to the trade chat, you're going to see a lot of these things that people say want to sell, and them having a highlighted item in the game that they're wanting to sell for plat. Some people will do PMO, and what that means is personal message only. So that means you would have to message that person and say a specific amount of platinum that you're willing to give for this item. Now, there are a few things I'm going to mention specifically in this to really help you with trading, and that first thing that I'm going to show is going to be on the screen right now. And what that is Warframe Marketplace. And what Warframe Marketplace is, if you do not know or have never done it, this is the spot where you're going to want to see all the prices available for that item you're selling or wanting to buy, so you know you're not going to get scammed and you're not going to scam other people. I mean, unless you want to get a pretty good profit, then you can raise it like 5 platinum, nobody's going to notice. However, with Warframe Marketplace, if you want to get, let's say, Garuda Prime, and Garuda Prime, the people are trying to sell it for 200p, which is way over what it is. It's around 100. You're going to want to go in here, you're going to put Garuda Prime set. Once you type that in and you search it up, you'll see all these people selling it. And when you scroll down and you see all the prices start to be the same, if that's 100p I believe, then that's when you know, well, 100p is the outgoing price and that is the full market price that you're going to want to sell or buy this thing at. Again, if you want to, some people may buy it for 10 more platinum. I mean, it's really, when you think about it, it's just, you have to do business really. You have a business mindset. You're going to want to sell things, you're going to make a profit from it. Either if you bought it before, you're going to sell it for profit, or you've worked hard for this, so you want to sell it for a decent amount. Now, there are a few things a lot of people like to ask for in these marketplaces or in the trade chat. And one that I'm going to show right off the bat are going to be mods. Now, obviously, specific mods is probably what you're thinking, which is basically the case. Now, Rivens, that's a whole thing of people want the Unveiled, which is a melee or a rifle or whatever, anything like that is a melee unveiled. So you haven't unlocked it, you don't know what weapon it's for. People would buy that. Granted, it's not as much as if you would get a good Riven. If you have the chance of getting a bunch of Riven Sliver, and you can get all these Rivens, and you just want to do all these missions in order to then try to get a good one to be able to sell it. Because a lot of these Rivens, some of them go for up to 1,000 platinum. So you can get a lot of platinum off of some of these Rivens if you're lucky enough to get them. Now, obviously, if you can't get a lot of Rivens, the best thing that you may want to do is sell it an unveiled one, unless you want to have it. Like the one I have that I veiled, this is horrible basically to me because I don't have this weapon. Now, if I did have this weapon, I think I would like this because it's damage to Grineer, critical damage, and impact. Granted, I don't know what this weapon starts off with, so I don't know if it already has a lot of critical damage or multiplier that this would actually be helpful on, or impact. Maybe it's a slash one for even though it's a hammer. Maybe let's say it's that. Then this is not going to be good at all, and this is not something that a lot of people are looking for, just because this is not a popular weapon that even if you put this mod on, it's not going to compare to some of those great ones with some of the other Rivens. Now, the other thing besides Rivens that people like to look for are the Parazon Mons, and there are 3 that I have right here. A lot of people want to buy these. I mean, they go for around 15 platinum. And then once you sell them, you could just go back and try to farm them again. These come from the relics that you can get in Kuva missions, or the little red infested planet that has that weird annoying dude, I don't know his name. Once you get those relics and you can do them on the Kuva fortress, you can possibly get some of these. These aren't the most rare one in the relic that got, so they're fairly easy to get, honestly. A lot of people actually like to trade for these as well. They would want to trade a Kra for a Riss, or anything else like that. People are going to want to do that. So there are things that you could sell that are even just a little bit, like 15 platinum. Now, another thing that's somewhat low, around the 15 platinum mark, are going to be some of the Auric and Durlec mods. Now, the ones I show are going to be for the Warframe because those are the most popular ones. And this one may sound familiar, and this is going to be Blind Rage. Now, Blind Rage sells pretty well, actually. I mean, Blind Rage is a great mod on its own. Efficiency, a lot of people don't care about efficiency. There's not many frames that if you have a really low efficiency, it's just going to kill you. That's not going to happen. Efficiency is not a huge deal in Warframe. strength is a huge deal, and having all of this amount of strength with just getting rid of something that nobody cares about or nobody focuses on is a great mod to have. This is why Blind Rage is one of the best mods that you can get for the Arcane Derelict, and it's probably one of the most asked for mods that you could sell in the trade chat. Now another one could be Narrow-Minded. That one goes pretty well as well. We're gonna keep that. Prime Continuity is a good one too. These prime mods that you could get from Barrow, if you're able to buy multiple of them, some people never get that chance to and don't want to wait for that other chance of Barrow coming back and selling Prime Continuity again, or Prime Flow, or anything else like that. So what you can do if you have multiple of these from Barrow, put it right in the trade chat. Some people actually want to buy them when Barrow's out for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what they're thinking. Like maybe they want to get other mods or other items that Barrow brought, and they could just buy this for however much they go for. I personally don't know what Primed is. However, that's when you can use a marketplace in order to see all these prices for these specific mods and items in the game. Another thing that a lot of people go for, and you may not, if you're clicking on this video, you may not have a powerful weapon, so this is probably not for you. However, if you do get lucky, or you do have a friend or somebody in your clan, in your dojo, who has a powerful enough weapon in order to help fight these things on the Cetus bounties, they give you all these arcane things. Right now I cannot think of the name. However, there are bounties that are only available at night, and you can get Arcane Energize. Now what Arcane Energize is probably one of the most popular ones there is, and a lot of people like to buy this at rank 5, some at rank 0, but just because they like to do it on themselves, or they already have some. However, what this is if you read it right here, a 60% chance to replenish 25 energy to self and allies within 15 meters. Now the last thing that a lot of people want to get, which is not going to be a shocker to you, are going to be prime parts. And in this prime parts description, I'm going to describe another thing that a lot of people like to buy, but you may not have. However, going to these prime parts, I have Ash Prime systems, getting very lucky with the public lobbies of someone having a vaulted relic and being able to grab this. However, having these things, some people may want them, some people may want vaulted items, or Gara. I mean, some people may want the neuroptics or systems. However, sets do go for a good amount of money. They're the ones that you're going to want to actually sell. You're never going to want to, let's say you get the chassis of Neja, which is the rarest one on the relic. Not many people aren't just going to see, oh, this person just wants to sell the chassis, I'm going to click on them. No, what you would have to do for that is you would have to sit in this trade chat here and look for somebody wanting to buy that, and then once you do, automatically go to their thing, tell them I have it, I can invite, or I have it, can you invite, anything else like that, and then they should be able to do that. I've done that plenty of times, just because I would already have that Warframe, and I would already be done, and all I could do now is just sell those Warframe parts, or put them in for ducats. However, if they're a rare item like that, a lot of people would rather buy them than grind them out, and try to get lucky with one, even getting the relic, and two, being able to get that rare item. Now going into relics, there are some rare relics that are out there. A lot of them are Volt, Saren. People like to buy relics instead of usually buying the part, just because they can get all these other items and hopefully create a set. Because if they, let's say they buy a Saren set, only goes for 200. Let's say they only make a profit of 20 platinum, they go and sell it for 220p. That is not that great, honestly. It's not really good, so people aren't gonna want to do that type of stuff. They're gonna want to buy the relic, either farm it out or hold on to that relic for a longer amount of time. Warframe or DE Digital Extremes, they do like to unvault some items, so when they do that, get it, because it will be vaulted again at some point. And then once you do that, you can then hoard it, and then if people want it, you can sell it, or you can grind it out to then get that vaulted item that has more value because of it being vaulted. And if you don't know how to get these relics, or you don't know the best spot for a specific relic, I do have videos covering each specific class of relic, with that being Lith, Meso, Neo, and Axie. So with all of those, you can go click on those videos and find the best spots that I mentioned in that video in order to try to farm these relics and to try to find the rare item that it comes from. Now if you don't know how to do relic runs, what you would have to do is once you get that relic, you can farm at those places that I mentioned in the videos. I will link in the description as well as the top right. You go here to the Void Fisher, and the 2 would be Lith, as it says it right here. The 3 is going to be Meso, 4 is going to be Neo, and then this little 4 with 2 on each, so 8 of them. This is going to be Axie. All of these have obviously their certain amount of level and their certain planet, so if you don't have this planet unlocked or you don't have that mission unlocked, you will not be able to do that. For example, the Kuva Fortress, I haven't bothered to really go through it. I have this locked, so if I wanted to, I would go to that disruption mission, play it normally, unlock it, and then I'll be able to play this. And you can do that with all the planets, unless you're a low level, you don't even have that planet unlocked. But that's how you do it. And then if you want to refine it, you can to 100. And then once you do that, you have the most likely chance of getting that rare item to kind of help you with your odds. However, it doesn't always work. Now, if you don't know how to do this blue highlighted thing, what you would do if, let's say, we want to sell the Strun Prime set, which people don't really want, you would go here, you would do the little bar, and you would put in Strun Prime, and they usually give you options here, and you click that, and let's say if we go to Warframe Marketplace, and let's see what price it says in order for me to type it down there and be accurate. Going off of Warframe Marketplace, it does say 25 platinum, so you can hit 1 to sell and see if anybody wants it. I personally don't like to say I want to sell a specific mod unless it's a Riven mod, and if it's a Riven mod, then you're going to want to say, hey, I want to sell this really expensive mod, because usually the Rivens are going to be expensive. But this person just wants to sell Blind Rage Max. Someone could easily just not only find this thing, but they could very easily just buy a cheap one and get it maxed off. Now risks, I could do this, and I go over here, I could tell this person I have risks, I can invite, and then let's see, maybe I'm the first one to do it, who knows, never mind. So they can invite you sometimes, and once you get this deal done, you'll go to their dojo and start trading. Now, if you don't know how to trade, you go to a trading post that I was somewhat by, and you go here and you select what it is that they would want. Now what they wanted was risks, so we put it here. They already offered their platinum. You go here, I already want to trade it. Now these things, even if I have them or already have them on them, I still sell them. They're really easy to get. Trade was successful, 10 platinum, and then you can say your goodbye message or anything else like that. A lot of people say thank you. And after that, you have a trade completed. Now that's all you really have to do. And again, the 2 ways to do it is to go in and look to see if anybody is selling something, and if you have it, or even if you don't, or you don't know, still click on it. You may have that chance of having it. There's a lot of things you probably don't know that you have. And then also wanting to sell stuff, usually the best thing to do is wanting to sell a really high price ribbon or a high price relic if that's a rare one. Usually people don't say I want to sell a relic. Usually people say I want to buy. Really have to look out for that. Or sets. A lot of people like to buy the Warframe sets, so if you have Garuda, Harrow, all those popular ones, some people may want to buy them, and you can go out and sell it for that. And if it's let's say if it's a cheap one, let's say if it's a Nara, so usually I believe goes for 100 platinum, try to sell them for 90, try to sell them for 80, because usually he is an easy frame and a lot of people don't like him. Sure, they can go and they can try to resell it for 100 and try to get that 20-10 platinum profit. However, that's really not going to work with a frame like Inaros, where he's not really popular and he's not really good. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, I have plenty of other videos to the right in the playlist of all the Warframe videos I've done on this channel. Some are going to be repeated just because they were before I had a official setup going on, when I had a low quality PC and I didn't have a microphone, so I would do is type. So there are new videos coming out of stuff I've done in the past, but to basically re-explain it in a better, more understandable way. And to the left will be my most recent video that I've done, and in the middle will be the subscribe button. If you enjoy this content and found it helpful, please consider subscribing. I greatly appreciate all the support. It's helped me out a lot, and to see that subscriber count go up and finally surpass 100 subscribers is great to see. Now I can't wait till I'm able to say it again for 1,000 subscribers, which is the next goal. Yeah, it's a huge step. However, 1,000 is really the next milestone in YouTube. Alright, and with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.